John Eats Cheap, trying something new. Never done this before, using Rhodes Rolls. You know these, the little frozen tiny hockey pucks, and you let them rise and they look like that. They're very good rolls, they really are. And we even do these sometimes. That's about the perfect size for a nice hamburger bun. We've done those before too, but we're not gonna bake these. We let them rise the 4 to 5 hours like it said. We got some leftover meatballs. We had some meatball subs and had a few left over with the sauce. We're gonna combine that with the Rhodes Rolls and some fresh mozzarella and just kind of make a little meatball, I don't know what it would be, meatball roll, kind of like the pepperoni rolls from Pennsylvania and Ohio. So I hope this works. We're going from scratch here. I'm gonna pull one out and just kind of flatten it out a little bit. Big enough to get some fresh mozzarella. Now, the fresh mozzarella, I did dry that out, meaning I put it on a plate, paper towels on it, and put weight on it for about an hour, just to get the moisture out. Otherwise, this thing would be filled with water, and you do not want that. So I'm gonna start with a little piece of fresh mozzarella, get a meatball, a little bit of sauce in there, fresh mozzarella on the top, and then just pull it up and seal it up. Hopefully, this is stretching the limit of the roll though, I will tell you that. But get it sealed up, and then we'll go into the pan, seal side down. And then we're gonna let these, I don't know if we'll let them proof or rise a little bit for about half an hour, just to see if they maybe will rise a little bit and seal up. This is a greased, what is this, the 9x9?
Yep.
Let's get all these done. So the original recipe we saw, they did it with pre-made meatballs. Certainly you could use frozen meatballs. We just had these left over, homemade ones. So we had a few left over in the freezer with the sauce. So that's what we're going with. Rhodes Rolls, you could use biscuits. I'm not a fan of biscuits, the pre-made biscuits, as shortcuts to many things. So that's why I thought like a pizza dough or a bread dough. You could certainly get some of that, you know, like Pillsbury, I think, makes the tube of biscuit dough. That would be good as well.
You wouldn't want the flaky biscuits if you did something like this.
Probably not, no. You would want something kind of a little doughy.
Like crescent rolls, maybe.
Oh, I got a hole there.
Crescent rolls might work.
All right, so ideally I would have had a couple more meatballs for 9, but we had 7 left over. I'm just gonna make it do. We got leftover marinara to dip them in if we want, so I'm gonna save that. Right now I'm just gonna let these kind of proof or sit for about 30 minutes. I'm warming up the oven to 350. So just get these on top of the stove and see what happens to them. I'll throw a little towel over the top just to make sure. So there they are. They kind of proofed up. See, they puffed up a little bit after about 30 minutes. I'm just gonna brush them with a little melted butter. Got a little garlic powder and some Italian seasoning in here. That'll add some good flavor. I'm excited.
Me too.
We've never done this before. We'll save a little bit to go on after they're done as well. Yeah. So into the oven, 350 until they are golden and ready to eat. All right, let's check them. Mr. Cheap said thump them. I think they sound done, so we're gonna finish them off. A little of our leftover butter, garlic butter with a little Italian seasoning.
They smell good.
They do. All right, let's check them. Mr. Cheap said thump them. I think they sound done, so we're gonna finish them off. A little of our leftover butter, garlic butter with a little Italian seasoning.
They smell good.
They do. And then we'll top them with some Parmesan. And I'm sorry, it's not freshly grated Parmesan. But seriously, we're making an effort. We have a grater and we have a wedge of Parmesan, but we got to get rid of this stuff.
We're not gonna waste it.
Parmesan Romano. And this is good for this anyway. And it goes. All right. I'm thinking we're ready to dig in. We'll go with this big boy back here. It's loose on the sides. Cut it in the middle. And try and get it. There we go. A meatball. I don't even know what this is. Meatball roll.
Maybe?
Must be. Cut it in the middle. That's what she looks like in the middle. It looks mighty tasty to me. It's gonna be molten right now. A little soft on the bottom, but that's okay. I'm gonna say it ahead of time. Thanks for watching Johnny's Cheap. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, the TikTok.
You mean before you burn your mouth on this?
Exactly. Boy, it smells great though. Mrs. Cheap said it smells so good when I pulled it out of the oven. Fresh mozzarella, homemade meatballs, and the smaller meatballs, the frozen ones, would fit better, but these taste better. Oh yeah.